Hey weirdos, welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing great. I've had so many requests for this video. I cannot wait to show you how easy this is, to the point where I'm doing this on my dominant hand. I am starting off with my UNT Peel Off Base Coat, per my usual. Let that dry, and I'm going to be using some different colored dippies for this gel liquid color block. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. And you can do this in a few different ways, so you can take what you see here and tweak it to how you're most comfy. But here's how I'm going to start this. This is going to be a tri-colored color block. Again, you can do this however you want with as many or as few different colors as you want. And I'm starting at the cuticle. I find this to be, for me, the easiest method of color blocking. Start at the top, work your way down. And I'm not using any tape for this. Totally freehand. And to be honest, I found this way easier than doing a color block with dip liquids. You guys know by now that I kind of prefer the gel liquids over dip liquids just for ease of use. I know, it can be kind of a pain to remove, but there are ways around that. One being Peel Off Base Coat. I love it. I would highly recommend it, especially if you love doing your nails and you want to switch it up a couple of times a week. Maybe even twice a week. You can get away with it. So I went ahead and got my gel on. I poured over my colored powder, and now I'm taking an orange wood stick. You can use anything you have that's kind of flat on one side, and I'm going to perfect as much as possible that line. And that's what I love about using the gel liquids. You really can get this super straight, as you're gonna see in the final result. I had a little bit of a spot missing, just filling that in with a dotting tool and some gel base. I'm going to pour the dip over one more time. Then I'm going to cure this. I'm going to do 2 coats of this, curing in between for 1 minute, 1 full minute. And then I'm going to crispen up that line with a hand file before I go in with the next color. Now, if you're looking at this and you're going, this looks insane, there's a ledge, there's stuff going on, I understand. And this is going to be a trust the process type situation. Yes, there is a ledge from where you pushed up that gel base with dip powder. However, before I encapsulate, I'm going to encapsulate using gel base like I usually do for my gel manis. If you want to see a very detailed video on how I do a basic gel base with dip powder mani, I just did one. It is live. I will link it for you up in the cards or in the description box. But anyway, yes, there is a ledge. Before I encapsulate, I am going to very gently file over this entire thing just to make it a nice, even, smooth surface. So here we are, filing that line into what is as close to perfection. As you guys know, perfection is an illusion. I say it all the time. But I'm going to get this as straight as I possibly can before I go in with the second color. Now I'm going to take a detail brush and I'm going to draw in the next line. You could use the base brush if you wanted to. I just realized that a liner brush is probably going to give me a more precise line. So I'm getting right up next to that first line without overlapping, which is easy because we have a little bit of a ledge now that's going to prevent bleeding over that gel base. And I'm going to draw in the next little section of line. Once I have that drawn in, I'm going to go ahead and pour over the dip powder and straighten up that line with the cuticle stick before curing. So I went ahead and cured that for a full minute, and I did 2 coats of that, same like I did for the first one. And now I can take the base brush and do the free edge section of nail. If you're wondering about the colors that I'm using, 2 of them are Revel colors, one is an iGel beauty color. I will leave them linked in the box in case you are interested, along with discount codes and all the fun stuff for you guys. But the bottom section is usually the easiest. I save it for last. And I'm going to go ahead and pour over the final color. And again, I'm doing 2 full coats of this, curing in between, and I do use a stiff scrubby brush to dust away any excess. If you're wondering if the colors stain each other when you're pouring over, for me it did not, but I also like to work darkest to lightest. And again, you can personalize it. personalize this however you want to do it. I just find for me that I really like the way this looked going lightest to darkest, kind of like a little, I don't know, color ombre action. And as you can see, I'm taking my efile. This is the Melody Susie efile you saw me review in a video from the recent past. I'll leave that up in the cards or down in the box. And I'm barely putting any pressure. This is on a very low speed, and I'm just taking off whatever ledges there are that are sticking up, making it uneven. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to take away pigment. I'm not trying to take away bulk. None of that stuff. This is not finished filing. I'm just getting the surface as even as possible. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the final photo of this mani, there is zero texture on this nail. I know that some of you guys, like myself, have texture issues when it comes to stuff on your nails. This is a non-issue when it comes to this kind of mani. So now I'm just going to go ahead and get the rest of my nails dipped out with the same colors I used for that gradient. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Gradient color block. And I'm going to do 2 full dips of each color on each nail, curing in between for a full minute, then dusting off excess. Then we're going to encapsulate. So now that I've gotten all of the colors dipped out, I'm going to go ahead and encapsulate. I am using the gel base, same base that I've been using to do the entire mani. I'm going to use that to encapsulate. I've mentioned this before, I'm going to mention it again. Can you use gel top to encapsulate? You kind of can, but I kind of wouldn't, and I'll tell you why. if you have ever had your gel top coat on your finished mani start peeling, it's because gel top coat typically does not like the smooth to powder surface. It needs a lot of texture to grip onto, and preferably something tacky. So gel base is a better encapsulation for me because it doesn't peel up off the nail. And I just cleanse the tacky layer with alcohol after the fact. But if you need a little bit of a thicker encapsulation, if you feel like you have more filing you need to do, you can absolutely encapsulate with gel base, cure for 30 seconds, go right in with your gel top, cure for a full minute, and you can file and do all your cleanup work over that. I'm just going to do the gel base because this is not going to require a whole lot of filing, especially since I did a little bit of pre-filing over that color block nail and it's nice and even and smooth now. So I'm going to get on the gel base and I'm going to cure for a full 30 seconds. Once that's cured, as mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and remove the tacky layer of the gel base with, I'm using swipe solution from Young Nails. You can use alcohol if that's what you have. Then I'm going to get into my shaping and filing and e-filing type stuff. If you want to see how I do my hand filing and my e-filing, I have 2 separate videos on how I do that for every single mani that I do. I will leave them either up in the cards or down in the description box if you want to check out how I did that. And then we can move on to top coat. So here are the nails completely filed, shaped, and buffed. And now I'm going to go in right with my my chop coat, my gel top coat. I am not using a primer underneath my top coat because I don't typically have an issue with peeling, as I only keep my nails on for a couple of days. But if you want to have a little bit more security that your gel top coat is going to stay put and stay looking good, then you may want to consider using either a gel base first or a gel primer. Will work very well to prevent peeling of your gel top coat just as you're going about your day. It depends on, of course, how rough you are on your nails, how much water exposure your hands have, but gel primer tends to do a really good job of keeping your gel top coat staying put. So if you have not jumped on the gel train yet, or if you can't because you have gel sensitivities, I completely understand. I do have videos of color blocking using dip liquids in a couple of different ways. I will leave those again either up in the cards or down in the description box for you to check out. I have that using tape to block off your color block. I have it doing freehand. What, do I even know words today? Freehand and tape color blocks if you're interested in trying one of those techniques. But I'm telling you, if you are a gel person, or if you want to be a gel person and you like the color block type look, this was so easy, exponentially easier than doing this with dip liquids. I think it's also easier than doing it with tape, especially if you're a peel-based person. If you like peel-base, you can't really use tape because when you pull the tape up, it's going to pull that peel base off with it. I've experienced that myself and it was horrible and hated it, and it took so much longer to do. But this came out so good. Those lines look so crisp to me. You guys will have to let me know what you think and if you are going to try this, or if you have tried it and I just don't know about it yet. Let me know down below. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you. Bye.